There's been a lot of progress in what are called the Millennium Development Goals, which are the United Nations, together with governments and international organizations, have agreed on a set of goals until 2015 to solve some of these problems. A lot of progress has been made, but there's still a lot of work to be done for a lot of those challenges, and also to make those solutions actually sustainable in the long term. So a lot of projects that I've worked on dealt with these kind of challenges. For example, I worked on projects that had to deal with infrastructure or lack thereof, specifically projects where you would try and build and jumpstart low-cost, low-power, open-source cell phone networks for areas that didn't have access to any kind of telecommunications. I worked on projects in health and vaccines and data monitoring for health. One of the first projects that I worked on had to do with building a diagnostic device, a very rugged, low-cost diagnostic device to diagnose severe acute malnutrition in children for rural health clinics in Uganda. I worked on data dissemination, so trying to get cell phone printers, really low-cost networked printers to print data within clinics, as well as vaccine monitoring devices to track temperature and vaccine distribution remotely. One fun project that I worked on in wildlife conservation was building open-source lion tracking collars to track lions in the wild and to mediate the conflict between Maasai herders and lions that were eating their cattle. So this was a fun project, and also a fun lesson learned in this was that we needed roaming plans for the lions to move across African countries. I worked in a project that dealt with energy and water monitoring. Energy-wise, I worked on telecommunications and basically prepaid and metering of microgrid shared solar systems for rural areas, as well as I worked on challenges that dealt with trying to bring 24/7 access to clean water sources to rural areas, also in different parts of Africa, through new technologies, through like really rugged kiosks that people could access through prepaid cards.